Welcome to Kentucky Roll Call.
Here's a swing and a drive to deep left. Back goes Nixon. Looking up. Daly wins it. Daly wins it. Daly wins it.
With Walker and Peak.
Woodson from the gun. Play fake. Step it up. He's throwing deep down the near sideline. He's got Johnson. 20. Down. 5. Touchdown. Kentucky.
When Mitch called me and talked to me about being the head coach here at Kentucky, I understand the assignment. We are here to win banners.
Back outside. This is the point where he always hits it. Oh! Aaron Harrison beyond belief.
Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday to you. December 17th, 2025. You're listening to Kentucky Roll Call here on Big X Sports Radio, 96.1 FM, 1450 on the AM side of things. I'm in the producer room producing the best radio show you're ever going to hear. In the talent room, the room of the talent, is Stephen Peak. He is the host today. Peak, what's up, buddy?
First time hosting with you here.
You're in the big chair.
I do like sitting here. I like having the dual computers in front of me. It's really nice. Did a little breakfast club again with Jack Pilgrim this morning, and I'm feeling it. We ran fives. I don't like running fives because that's full court, and I'm not a big fan of that at the moment. So
there were 10 people playing basketball at 6:30, 7 a.m.
I
this
couldn't
morning.
believe it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was a good run. I think I went 0 for 3 or 0 for 4. So, not great.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, no, my defense was bad. I hit a few shots, but I just can't stay in front. And but it was a good time, other than it's 6 o'clock in the morning, and I absolutely despise Jack Pilgrim and Big Blue Drew for making me do that. They kind of bully me into going. Enjoy hanging out with them. Hate getting up at 6 a.m.
It's good for you.
Is it, though? Because I
is.
feel like I just shorted myself like an hour or two of sleep.
Mornings are the best, and I don't know if maybe it's like a kid thing, but
it's got to be.
I love like just the peace and quiet of the morning and I've actually been sleeping in more than I normally do. I used to be like, if I slept in past 6, that was surprising. It was like if you made it to 6:30, that was surprising.
What's sleeping in for you?
Like making it to my alarm-ish around 6:30 or 6:45.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, my sleeping in can get to 9:30 sometimes.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you the last time that like I woke up for good, or it was like, oh, it's wake up time, and the clock said anything like 9.
Speaking of that, we were talking about some Disney, or not Disney. Sorry, we were talking about Christmas movies recently. Do you know what the wake up time was in Home Alone? You know how they panicked because they were going to miss their flight to Paris?
It was like 8 a.m.?
8:30.
It was 8:30. Yeah, see, that's
15 people in that house. Nobody could wake up before 8:30?
Yeah, yesterday when we were like, they had, in Christmas vacation, they had both the sets of in-laws there 10 days before Christmas.
Right.
This is another one where it's just like, no way. That's how you know it's a movie. That's how you know it's fake. You have that many people, including that many kids, and you're telling me nobody woke. It was 8:30?
It was 8:30, and the whole problem, the reason nobody woke up is because an adult needed another adult to come wake him up. You remember, I think the uncle got mad at Macaulay Culkin's father or something for not waking him up. It's like, you're an adult. Set an alarm. What do you do? How do you get up every day when there's not family members here?
It's almost, like kids these days, my daughter's too young to be able to even, like, appreciate the point, but kids these days probably just won't be able to, like, comprehend nobody's phone went off. Like, somebody's phone would have gone off, or something would have made a noise or something like that. It's like there was a time where if the power did go out, you could just kind of be like raw dogging the day. It's just whatever happened happened sort of deal. So, yeah, 8:30, that's wild.
Yeah, I know. Well, that would actually make sense in my world, but I don't think if there were like 14 other people in the house, somebody wouldn't wake up before then. But yeah, I was up early today. Had to go to the dentist yesterday, TJ, and that is the worst.
I hate the dentist.
I really do.
I like dentists, but hate the
I appreciate what they do.
The dentist, yeah.
But the minor surgery that they're doing on me, in the moment, it's torture. I would give out any secrets, by the way, if they were just like, this dentist is going to operate on you or just going to clean your teeth for the next however long until you tell us what you know. I wouldn't make it very long into that. I think I'm literally 15 minutes in, and I'm like, I don't even care. If it's bad, if my teeth fall out later, it is what it is. I just can't be in this chair any longer. But we make it through it. We make through it. The one thing, TJ, and I brought this up to my wife yesterday because there's always the small talk that they like to do while they're doing that, while they're cleaning your teeth. And it's like the questions that get asked in small talk is kind of interesting to me. Like, people are always asked, what do you do? Like, she asked me, like, where do I work? And while I'm fighting for my life, by the way. And I asked my wife this, like, is it rude to do that? Or, like, some people have said you should ask things like, what are your hobbies? But there's an argument that, well, that's actually more personal. So just stick to what do you do? I just tell people I'm a professional YouTuber, because it's not a lie. And then that I try to shut down any conversation outside of that. I don't like talking about my work. I talk enough about my work. I don't know. I want to talk about other things. But is it rude to ask? Because some people might think that it's like they're trying to figure out how much money you make.
I don't think the dentist is trying to.
No. But I just mean in general. In general, like as a small talk, like you meet somebody. So what do you do?
No, I think that's a totally normal question.
No, it's normal,
Yeah.
But I think is it okay? There's an argument that I'm not making this argument. I'm saying other people make this argument that it might be like, why don't you ask them what they're interested in or something?
Well, on a Weird Wednesday topic, I think these type of conversations are all just trying to find some common ground, some commonality with somebody. What do you do for work? Oh, I know something about that. Let me ask you, like, it's just everybody's just trying to get through the 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes. They don't really care. Now, if they follow it up with, like, oh, my goodness, how much does that make a year? That's
how much does your house cost?
So, yeah, I think it's fair. As long as somebody's intention is just that, playing the game of being nice, then you go along with it and you roll along with it. But that's one thing that you mentioned that really hits home with me, strikes a nerve with me. Stop talking to me when you have your hands in my mouth.
Yes.
Quit it. Stop talking to me when you're having the sucker thing down my mouth, when you're doing the sucky thing down my mouth. Quit it. They always do that.
What are they doing? Yeah, it does, and that's not really effective. I noticed yesterday.
Those noises for people, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, that's it too. You're sitting in the waiting room and you're just hearing the what sounds like a drill being used, and it's just like.
Oh, that's another thing too. Is I don't want to eavesdrop, but like I hear everybody else's conversation.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, I know this dude next to me, his daughter's home from college break, and he's not all that excited about it. It's like, well, what are they thinking about me when I do sports radio? As they have a hand in my mouth, so you have to talk like a goober.
Yeah.
Yeah, the dentist, great people. Crentis, the dentist.
Yes, that's probably why he became a dentist.
It is. The guy in Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, what was his name?
Oh,
Not Charlie.
No.
Hermie.
Yeah. I just did trivia on this like yesterday.
Hermie, I wish him the best. My mom was the dental hygienist there for a little bit. I respect the craft. I respect the profession. I hate having to participate in said profession.
Yeah.
I get it. You got to do it, though. But you do always feel better leaving the dentist. I'll say that. Like your mouth just feels better. So does your mouth feel better?
Yes, it does. It does. My teeth feel cleaned. I do appreciate it when it's over, but I have like I'm 2 weeks out on a trip to the dentist. It's like the only thing I can think about. I'm just like, oh man, 14 days. I have to go to this. Oh, this is gonna suck. I don't have a very tough life, TJ. I think that's what I'm trying to say.
Well, that's all right. The dentist, everybody can kind of relate to that struggle, just the things that you have to do that are annoying that you don't like. One of those things is reading more Mitch Barnhart quotes, something that I have to do that I don't necessarily like. What do you know, Stephen Peak? he does an exclusive interview.
Did they have to chase him down in the parking lot to get this exclusive?
I don't think so.
Oh,
I don't
man.
think
he
so.
He sat down and
Wouldn't you know it, John Hale, who I respect and I like, John Hale has a nice tweet about how accessible Mitch Barnhart is, and wouldn't you know it, John Hale gets a one-on-one exclusive interview.
Huh.
It's funny how that works when you play the game and you do a little butt slapping and a little smooching, Peak. You do a little smooching to the right people. Wouldn't you know it, not only is JMI getting an exclusive interview with their own partner on Saturday night, now the Lexington Herald leader and John Hale also getting an exclusive interview. And I'm not blaming, like I'm not blaming anybody. I am noting that, like, John Hale's playing the game. He says nice things about UK, and UK does the most predictable thing that you would expect this regime to do, and they hand out the interview, and they hand out the accessibility. Yeah. What was that, Pete?
Oh, I feel like you used a certain word very intentionally.
I did. And that's exactly what it is. So, good. I talk more so that the more transparency, the better. I'm not trying to hate on the decision to talk to the media. I'm just noting that it's hilarious that it's the friendliest of the friendliest media that he's going to do.
Hey, why not reach out to the guys who wrote that article that was kind of bashing? What's their names? Jacob Polachek, Jack Pilgrim.
Yeah. Or, Mitch, why don't you do that interview with John Hale? Why don't you say, listen, Lexington Herald Leader, Courier Journal, Kentucky Sports Radio, Cats Illustrated, try to go around the biggest entities, the biggest media partners of UK athletics, the people that cover UK the most. And why don't you say, bring one person, we're going to have about 5 to 10 journalists, and we're going to have a sit-down. You all can ask whatever you want. Let's have everybody there. But no, that'd be too much, right? You wouldn't want other people asking questions that weren't the friendly media partners at the Lexington Herald Leader that's tweeting all the nice things about us. But no, they did the one-on-one. We get more information, although a lot of it's just the same stuff, Peak.
Jack and I read it at the same time today.
And he will put you to sleep with his answers. Goodness gracious. Long-winded.
It's a strategy.
It absolutely is. And it's just, I think he just tries to lull the interviewer to sleep a little bit, where it's like, all right, well, he answered the question, but he didn't really answer the question because he touched on a million other things. Best for me just to move on to the next question than to do a follow-up.
Well, it's like a lot of times when you set up these interviews, they'll basically say, yeah, you can have them for 30 minutes or for however long, right? And the way to get through 30 minutes without being asked a ton of questions is to answer as long as you can, right? So, I mean, I'm not saying it's a strategy.
A little filler busting.
Yeah.
Busting that filler.
There were some things in there that I'm not saying it's anything new, but it is worth repeating, I guess. And it's the part about, it's the part that everyone's concerned about. It's the part of the contract with JMI that has people wondering, did we lose out on Christian Collins because of this? Now, who knows? I think did Trilly Donovan put out something yesterday that hinted at there was some contract stuff in the Christian Collins recruitment? Did you see that?
I did. We're going to talk about that today.
Okay. Did you want to talk about it now or you want to save it?
Let's save it.
Okay. That's fine. It is tied into this Mitch Barnhart stuff.
What was that?
I think I said Mitch still.
It's tied in, and you said Mitch.
Okay.
Go ahead. You did great.
Yeah. No. Yes. He's talking about how players can go out and do their own thing, but he kind of says something it's like the third quote. I wanted to try to find it here, where he said, I'll just summarize it. He said, we want you to use our partners, but if you want to go elsewhere, you can. So it feels like they might, in these negotiations, be saying, okay, you have your own partnership you're trying to get. Well, what about ours? Like, they're like almost double pitching that idea, even when a player already has something set up. outside of those 200 partnerships. And that's going to happen with these 5-star basketball players. I stand by what I said, that this JMI deal is probably going to be very good for Kentucky in every other sport. But when you're going after high-profile basketball players, they exist in a different realm of recruiting. Do you agree with that? It's just it's different.
Absolutely. It's night and day different. It's almost like you can look at the nil landscape one way, but when you're talking about the tippy top of football or basketball, it does not apply.
Yeah, and for football too, but we don't typically go after like the top 10 football players. We normally can't get those guys.
It's not time now, though.
Hey, maybe, and I really hope that that becomes a problem. I guess if it is an issue, that we are even in the conversation for some of those guys, that would be great. But in basketball, we do want to go after the top 10 players. And I said this last week, that if it costs you one 5-star player, then you have to look at that contract and see why. And I feel like I'm repeating myself, but it is kind of important that it's not about what's in the contract necessarily. Because you can try to convince me 1,000 different ways that, well, actually the contract is good for them, and it is flexible, and they can get all their other deals. But if the agent doesn't believe it, then it's just as damaging as if it's in the contract and says that they can't, right? Because they believe that it will restrict their NIL dollars. And if they just believe that, then you have to figure out, okay, where are we missing in our communication here? And what do we need to reword then in the contract?
Yeah, I think I look forward to talking with Jacob Polachek about that a little bit later, because I think he's been on this Christian Collins recruitment. You had the Trilly Donovan prediction, which, again, I think he's only missed like 3 or 4 ever, and 2 or 3 of them have been UK-related. He made the prediction for Trilly says Christian Collins is going to go to UK.
Mm-hmm. How many times is he wrong? I mean, you just said he's almost never wrong.
Almost never wrong. And then things got super quiet with that recruitment there. And then you started to hear some rumors and whatnot. And now it's basically come out that Kentucky blew it, for lack of a better word, Stephen Peak. They blew it. And that's one thing in the Mitch Barnhart, JMI, Lexington Herald Leader interview. If everything's so good and you like the situation so much, why is Mark Pope not landing the tippy top talent? Why is he not able to get the best of the best? And then Mitch Barnhart would ramble on for another 6 minutes, and everybody'd fall asleep before he'd finish talking. But he'd say, well, part of that we're still figuring out, and we're still navigating this new era of college athletics and blah, 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 blah. And he'd go on and on and on forever. But he'd eventually also throw in, and Mark Pope and his staff, they have to be able, we want to make sure that they have the tools to get the best of the best, but then they have to go out there and get them. So he'd throw the tiniest little bit of shade at Mark Pope at the end.
Yeah.
But no, that's the question, Mitch. If the setup is so good, then why is Duke? Why is Arkansas? Why is Louisville? Why is Kansas? Why is UNC? Why are these other programs able to get the best of the best freshmen that are asking for the top of the nil and the top transfers? I guess you want to throw in Yaxel Lindenberg and Donovan Dent. You want to throw them in there as well. Why is Kentucky not able to land those guys?
Well, and regardless of, I guess, if it's a JMI or is it Mark Pope, I mean, Mitch Barnhart signed both of them to contracts. So it's weird. He kind of, like you said, I don't know if it was like a shot at Mark Pope or anything. I'm not willing to say that definitively, but hey, either the JMI contract is causing Kentucky to miss out on recruits, or the guy you hired can't recruit. And neither one of those is good. I don't even know which one I'd rather it be. I mean, you're in the JMI deal for longer, I guess, but I feel like maybe you can amend some stuff there. I want Mark Pope to work out, and, you look at kind of what this current roster is, and the guys he missed out on before this new JMI deal, and that concerns me, like, a little bit. It's weird. I wish I could be a fly on the wall at the negotiating table to see where, or in any of the recruiting stuff, to see where is this breaking down. And you know what, TJ, it worries me that if he had trouble recruiting after people kind of saw the way that the offense was being run last season, is it going to get better when people watch this product? Because this year's team is not going to be able to play like that, clearly. And I don't know what you can show recruits to say, no, we're going to figure it out for next season, and you're going to be a big part of it. I guess that's the sales pitch.
Yeah.
But
well, they don't know. And I guess I had 3 big takeaways from Mitch Barnhart's Q&A with the Lexington Herald leader. And I don't know. Just my opinion on them. One, they are still truly kind of figuring this stuff out as they go. And along those same lines, we're the dorky kid telling the teacher hey, you forgot to collect the homework. I know I mentioned that the other day, but that's what Mitch Barnhart is. Mm-hmm. Everything, he can't help himself by bringing things back to, well, we're doing it the right way, and we're following it by the rules. And credit to John Hale, because he did follow up, and he was like, all right, well, some people hear you say that, and they're wondering, are we at a disadvantage because is UK at a disadvantage because other places aren't following the rules? And again, you just don't ever get like a straight answer because he just goes off and rambles and rambles and rambles, and I've got a major issue with that. But he said, everybody is kind of following the rules pretty much. We've all agreed to this one sort of nil go, and people are following those rules. So, yeah, if they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing, then I can't do anything about that. So, one, I still think Kentucky's figuring it out, but they're trying to do it all from the we're not going to get in trouble. We're not going to cross the line because we're going to stay in these parameters. Mm-hmm. We don't know what the parameters are, but we're going to stay inside this little bubble that we've made because it makes me feel safe and fuzzy inside that we're doing things the right way. All right, so that's one. I still think Kentucky's figuring this stuff out. 2, with one of the things that stood out to Mitch Barnhart, and I mentioned this yesterday. For the average student-athlete at UK, I do think JMI is probably beneficial to you. Yes. And to the point that Stephen Peake just got finished saying, that was my second biggest takeaway, is we still have a disconnect here between the best of the best that UK wants to bring into the program and just the average student-athlete. It seems like JMI has this, we've got all the partners right here in-house for you. Nothing better than that. Come on in, and you can work with them. If you want to do this, we'll do that. We'll tailor it to your needs and what you're looking to do. All right, what if what I'm looking to do is make $9 million in my 1 year? Can you help me do that? Oh, we've got, like for the tippy top, for the best of the best, we're talking shoe deals, and we're talking commercials, and we're talking this. Do you have a friendly setup for them that you're willing to bend over backwards and do whatever it takes to satisfy their nil needs? I'm not so sure, and I don't feel like I have a clearer or better answer from that. Mitch Barnhart said the word marks in that story, referencing UK's logos and JMI branding and the trademarks. He said it 1,000,000 times. So obviously they're very passionate. Like that seems to be a big hiccup. Is like, yeah, if you do things by our rules, we're cool with it. If you do anything outside, we're going to probably be pains in the ass. You got to take that off. That's too close to our logo. You got to take that off. That's not inviting to student athletes. That's not inviting to people that are trying to make as much money as possible. And then Peak, just the last thing, the last point, and I'm sorry, I don't know this to be true, but reading the article, and I'll credit John Hale for this, and he did it in a very kitty mittens with no follow-up sort of way, but he asked about the conflict of interest between a lot of familiar names at JMI
That's right.
and UK. And good on you to ask that question. I think I would have asked it a different way, but that's just me. You're a better journalist than I am. And that was probably my biggest takeaway, because points 1 and 2, we kind of already knew for the most part. We know that UK doesn't have all this stuff figured out. They're going to act like they do, and they're going to say all the pretty and the right things, but they're figuring it out as they go, and hopefully they improve over time. We know that I don't think I'm breaking any news on this stuff. But it was a don't protest too much situation Barnhart had going on yesterday, Peak. And I don't know if you agree or disagree, but he was asked that question, and he just rambled and rambled and rambled and basically said, yeah, of course we're going to have some relationships. We want relationships. We've got people that have been working here for 1,000,000 years and there for 1,000,000 years. And why wouldn't we want these people to know one another? And it's like, all right, hold on a second. Is there actually like I don't know if I totally bought into the conflict of interest thing.
It's a really cool family.
But when you're dangling like, oh, no, actually, look at this, look at that. It's actually a good thing that all these people know one another. And it's no conflict of interest. I think I'm trying to pull up the exact quote, but I can't. Everything is always so slow with this. But I think his exact quote, or not exact quote, but to paraphrase his exact quote, if there's a conflict of interest, if there's some corruption here, we certainly are making a lot of money.
Yeah. Do you want me to read it? I have it right in front of me.
Please read it.
If it was a conflict, I wonder how our revenues and everything that we've worked so hard to grow have grown at such an amazing pace.
Yeah, okay. So it's like Al Capone's like, me, a criminal? You think I am a criminal if I'd be making this much money if I was doing some dirty deeds? You kidding me? It's like, well, wait, no, that's exactly what, that could be an exact situation that you're making too much money or that you're doing things a little dirty. Just because UK's making a lot of money doesn't mean that they couldn't be making more money. Just because JMI has a good deal with UK doesn't mean that we couldn't get a better deal somewhere else. And just because UK is making money, and by the way, are we making money? Didn't you just have to go borrow a ton of money from the university? Didn't you have to go borrow money from this? Didn't you have to go rush into a Nike deal that, by the way, I mean, Ohio State just has a million times better Nike deal than you do, but you rushed into a Nike deal because you needed some money. You rushed into a JMI extension because you needed some money, but everything's fine in the money department. There's always money in the banana stand. But your reasoning for why this isn't, don't worry, there's no corruption going on here, is because, look, we're actually doing pretty well financially. Dude, that may be the issue, is that these family folks are doing too well financially. And yeah, UK's doing fine enough, but fine enough has gotten us a 13-year national championship drought in basketball, has us at the bottom of the barrel once again in football in the SEC. Are we really doing well financially, Mitch Barnhart? So that's my 3 big takeaways, and I think number 3 is the biggest. I didn't really buy into the conflict of when people were doing the screenshots peak of, oh, this person works for here, and then her husband works for this person, and blah, 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 or whatever it was. I was like, all right, come on, who knows?
Yeah.
After hearing Mitch Barnhart or reading Mitch Barnhart's answer, oh no, we actually probably do have a conflict of interest there.
So now you think it was, you think it was counterproductive?
Yeah, I think, of course. Yes, I do. I think his answer, at least to that question, was counterproductive. And then everything else, he's just, he's hitting the talking points. He's almost just reading from a script for the most part. But they don't know what they're doing. Otherwise, he wouldn't. I mean, they have just been backtracking. And obviously, if we were satisfied with their answers a week ago, a month ago, 2 months ago, they wouldn't have to be doing all this stuff. And he didn't have the right answers to satisfy us. It's just a bunch of the same old stuff. So they don't have answers. I do think that there's probably some sort of corrupt deal with JMI and UK if you really dove into it and peeled back the curtain. I just think I think it was counterproductive, Stephen Peak.
Basically, he says you're asked, could there be a conflict of interest? He's saying we don't believe there is, and the money proves we're right. Like that's summing up basically what he said.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of get what he's saying. That, well, I understand what he's saying. I'm not contradicting your argument against it, really. But he is saying that it's been successful, so how could there be conflict? We have one of the top 5 revenue deals in college athletics. So I guess that's what he's getting at, that this has been a successful deal. So
I feel like Pfizer and Moderna are like, it was a successful vaccine, folks. I mean, we were rolling in the money right now.
Well, yeah, but correct me if I'm interpreting this wrong, but it's like saying, well, yeah, people know people. We've built relationships for years. If there is a conflict, why does that matter? it's working for us. So who cares if there was some people knew some people, and that's what got the deal done. How do you feel about that if it's put that way?
Which way specifically?
Well, just that. Well, it's not.
People?
It might be a conflict if you want to call it a conflict, but really it's just that people know everybody, and it's Lexington, it's small.
That's a convenient answer for if it was a conflict and people were just getting jobs because they needed a job and the paycheck that goes with it. How much are these people getting paid in these positions, Sue? And from a JMI standpoint, they could make the case we're a private court. I don't know if they're private or not, but we're a corporation. Who cares how much money we're paying our people? Which, fair enough. But UK, we should know how much money people are making in the athletic program.
Is that not public? Or?
It is probably somewhere. It may have to. Well, now I don't know. Would that still be FOIA'd, or now that UK Athletics has become an LLC with Champion Blue?
There's a website called Open Payrolls, but I'm not sure I feel so comfortable about. Well, it's actually they have.
But and I don't even care so much about it. Like if you're good, I'm fine with a little bit of corruption if UK Athletics is absolutely dominating, but we're not.
Good point.
And secondly, it's just I feel like sometimes when you get Barnhart and UK Athletics a bit in a corner, you learn more information, and I think this could be a situation what we have going on here. But we'll talk more about it, and we'll get into the specifics of the JMI and basketball recruiting with Jacob Polachek a little bit later on in the show. We're meeting the offensive coordinator right now, I believe.
He already spoke this morning.
Did he? Okay, he already spoke?
Yep.
Gotcha. We'll touch on a few things that stood out from Sloan's interview with the media. And we've got a few other quick hitters. Basketball from last night. We'll preview some basketball today. Cats take on
NBA Cup. Did you watch the NBA Cup? I got some takes from that, too.
I did not, but we do have some takes from the NBA Cup from Stephen Peak.
Sure do.
We'll get into that as well. Your text into the Gameday Men's Health text line. This is Kentucky Roll Call on Big X Sports Radio, 96.1 FM, 1450 AM.
I won't get mad. I know you got a big old goodie bag. Now tell her, yeah, well my present. Now tell her, yeah, well my present. Go ahead, I won't get mad. I know you got a big old goodie bag. Ho, ho, ho.
The Hoosiers are the #1 team in the country, and the quest for the national championship starts
called you.
Oh, yeah, sure. He just got off the cell phone with me.
You did?
So, go on.
Go on with what?
Well, are you going to sing a song or something, or can I just go back to work?
A song? Yeah. Anything for you, Dad. I'm here with my dad, and we never met, and he wants me to sing him a song. And I was adopted, but you didn't know I was
Kentucky
born.
Roll Call on
So
Big
I'm
X
here
Sports
now
Radio, getting you in the
to tell
Christmas
you,
spirit.
Daddy,
A scene from
what?
Elf,
I love you.
Will
I love you.
Ferrell.
I love you.
Buddy the Elf, what's your favorite color? This is Kentucky Roll Call on Big X Sports Radio. Stephen Peak, what's your favorite color?
You know what it is. Blue. Blue and white.
What's your favorite color, baby?
Blue and white. That's one of the good traditions they got at Rupp Arena. I like that one.
I like that as well. I'd say blue and green for me. Those are probably my two favorite
For the
colors.
Shamrocks, I guess?
Well, no.
Oh, okay.
No. And Trinity has probably one of the ugliest greens really you can have.
Yeah.
It's like
it grew on me, but
dark
yeah.
and ugly as possible.
It's like a forest green. I'm not the biggest fan of it. And we have Tennessee's logo. I wish they would switch that up too.
Oh yeah, I never really even thought about that.
We did a music video
yeah.
back in my senior year, and everybody had the Trinity stickers on the back of their car, and it was a video for a song called Kentucky Anthem. And so a lot of people in the comments were like, why are you doing Kentucky Anthem when you all are all Tennessee fans? It was also in black and white, so you couldn't tell it was green. It was
that could be a bit of an issue.
Yeah.
If you'd like to get in touch with the show, 502-414-1450, the Game Day Men's Health text line. Game Day Men's Health, the redefining men's wellness. No shortcuts, just results. You can go to GameDayMen'sHealth.com. Testosterone, peptides, weight loss, sexual performance therapy over at GameDayMen'sHealth.com. And speaking of Tennessee, I tried to win you all some money last night. Hopefully you listened. I said,
did you know Mikael Brown was out? Did you get tipped off for that?
I did not know that Mikael Brown was
good.
out. But even if I did know that if I knew that he was out, I probably would have thrown a little bit more on it. But hopefully you profited. That just was a tough game for U of L. I've actually seen their fans kind of freaking out more.
It's wild how quickly they are ready to jump off the ledge of their basketball team.
It's sports. It's fandom. You didn't have your best, most talented player. It was basically a throwaway game. I guess you could be a little frustrated where it's like, all right, if we really think we're a top 5 or a top 10 team, we need to be competitive in some of these games. I don't think U of L has a quad 1 win as of right now. I don't know if Kentucky has snuck into the top 30 in the net. I know they're hovering right around there, but I believe U of L does not have a quad 1 win. They have as many quad 1 wins as Kentucky does.
Wow.
So if U of L really wanted to be in like the 1 or 2 seed.
Isn't Indiana a quad 1 win, or is it not anymore?
For UK?
Yeah.
No, I don't think they're top 30 in the net.
Okay.
Don't you have to be top 30 at home?
Is it top 30?
Top 30 at home, top 50 neutral, and then top 75 on the road? True road?
Yeah, you're right about that.
I could have some of those numbers off, but
no, you're right. It's 1 through 30 on the road, 1 through 50 neutral, 1 through 75 on the road.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't think that Kentucky had one. I didn't think IU was in the top 30 in the net. I don't think that'll ever be a quad 1 win for UK as the season progresses. For U of L,
Indiana's 27th and Kentucky's 28th. So Louisville and Kentucky both have quad 1 wins.
I stand corrected. So way to go, Hoosiers. You stay right up there. You continue to be a quad 1 for both the Cats and the Cards. And then that means
Louisville has 2 then.
That means UK would be a quad 1 for
right.
Okay, so there you go. All right, well, we should want to do our best to be a quad 1 win for U of L. But they got blown out. That game was never really all that close. Maybe a little run right there before the half, but Tennessee made sure not to play with their food there in the second half. I have no major takeaways. Tennessee's going to be fine. U of L is going to be fine. Not having Mikael Brown, you got to throw that game away. I do feel like, and I mentioned this yesterday, but I do think the SEC is somewhat open. When you have Vandy as the favorite in the conference, that's shocking to me. But between Vandy, Florida, Alabama, Tennessee, Arkansas, I think a few of those teams are better than Kentucky. I think a couple of those teams are more talented than UK. However, I'm not shaking in my boots on any of those teams. I don't think any of those teams are a bona fide definitive 1 seed on Selection Sunday or 2 seed on Selection Sunday. So while this has not been the start that we wanted, and we've all had to readjust and recalibrate our expectations for this UK basketball team, you've had to do that with the entire SEC. And when you look at the top of the top in the league, Kentucky can beat those teams. Can they go on the road and beat Arkansas or Florida? I don't think so as of today. But can they beat those teams at home? Yeah, they absolutely can. And especially with UK getting healthier. And Jalen Lowe and Mo Diabate, they do change things for this team a little bit. But Jaden Quaintance, who I guess UK is now just fully taking pictures of him practicing. Did you see that from Chet White? I saw Wildcat Sung tweet it out. Him dunking in what seems to be just a full-on scrimmage.
Well, Jack Pilgrim said last night that he is fully cleared.
Oh, boy.
So there's been some speculation. I think I saw Field of 68 said don't be surprised if Jaden Quaintance plays on Saturday. I could see it. I still think we won't. Still eyeing that Bellarmine game. And then if not by then, certainly by the Alabama game. So it's a big deal to get him back. As you know, playing without your best players hurts you, as we saw from Louisville last night. Mikael Brown Jr. had a lower back injury. Is that and then Pat Kelsey was asked about it. I think he said you'd have to ask some trainers. Sounds like a Calipari, like you'd have to ask him kind of deal. How serious?
I like it that you got to ask the trainers. Will the trainers be available for a media opportunity?
Yeah.
Can I ask the trainers?
Well, yeah, that's a good point. Maybe when Cal said that, somebody should have said, "Can he come out here?" Because we would love to ask why he's not playing. I think that was in reference to, who was the lefty? I'm so bad. I don't remember. Jared Vanderbilt. I think is what Cal. I went back and listened to a lot of press conferences from that time when I was doing the Calipari documentary, and I was actually shocked to hear him say that, basically saying, "No, he can play. You should ask him why he's not playing." So, Kelsey didn't say that last night necessarily, but he was like, "We'll have to ask the trainers and see what it is." Do you think it's a serious injury, or is this a load management injury? I can't imagine. Like, I don't know. And maybe he really is like seriously injured, but the players sit out of games just way more often.
I like that you're questioning the injury.
I can't do this with Kentucky players, so I can only do this. No, I don't know. I mean, maybe he really is injured. Here's what I do know. I do know that Murray State had a player, Ed Daniel, who had a lower back injury the entire season. He could barely walk to class, but he didn't miss a single game. He played in every single game. And I get like Mikael Brown Jr. is worth a lot more money than Ed Daniels was as a...
No, hold on. I think Ed Daniels is very comparable to Mikael Brown Jr.
See, yeah, they're pretty much the same kind of player.
Everybody remembers old Ed Daniels from the Murray State days.
Do you not? He had the big afro and was part of a top 10 team that year.
I sadly do not.
Well, Murray State was ranked 7th. And, this was the following season that he was dealing with back injuries. I'm just saying that the load management era of basketball just stinks. Like, I'm not saying he's not hurt, but I am saying that I do feel like players are sitting out a lot more than they used to. And, again.
I love it. Put it out there, Peak. Mikael Brown Jr. is soft, says Stephen Peak.
Suit up. I don't know. Is it a serious injury? If it's serious, if he's back in the next game, if I was a Louisville fan, I would be like, dude, come on. We're trying to win a national championship. We're trying to get a 1 seed. We're trying to go to Final Fours. I don't think, TJ, that the net rankings or KenPom, I don't think do they factor in that Mikael Brown Jr. didn't play against Tennessee? Or is that 20-point beatdown just permanently embedded into that algorithm?
I think it's in the algorithm.
So that's kind of significant. If you're Louisville trying to get a 1 seed, trying to get to I know if you're a Louisville fan, you're just like, hey, let's win a tournament game. Let's just win a tournament game this year. But for real, like their expectations over the last couple of weeks, really, I would even say in the offseason with the guys they brought in, and after seeing Mikael Brown play against Kentucky, I was like, oh, with him, this is an Elite Eight team with an upset away from going to a Final Four. They're playing for something. I don't know. He could be seriously hurt, and he just I'll feel bad.
No, go ahead. Have at it. Have at it. I'm curious. I was curious about it as well because I think he was dressed. He was like a late scratch.
The line moved pretty significantly throughout the day, and it might have been because, do you think somebody knew something?
I just thought they had the wrong team favorite off the jump. I couldn't believe UofL opened as a favorite for what it was worth. I couldn't believe that. And then as the day went on, it was like Tennessee giving 1.5 points, and then it was like 2, and then it was 2.5. I just thought it was a slow leak of bettors catching on that they had the wrong team favorite. Maybe it got out. Maybe it slowly got out. I don't know what it finished at. Like Tennessee giving 4.5 or something like that. Maybe even more than that.
Did it get that high? I know.
It definitely got to at least 3.5. I saw it at 3.5.
And I bet right before tip-off it went up again because when they found out he wasn't playing.
But UofL's pretty much done till January 6th. January 6th, an important day for some people. But they have Montana on Saturday. Then they have a 10-day break the day before the second last day of the year. They go out west for the New Year's. But on New Year's Eve, they play California. And then on the day after New Year's Day, they play Stanford. Both those obviously on the road. And then it's Duke after that on January 6th. Cal is okay. They only have one loss on the year, and it was a wonky game at Kansas State. They scored 62 points in the second half against Kansas State and lost for what it was worth. Kind of crazy. But they've beaten UCLA, and they've beaten somebody else halfway decent. Cal's okay, but I'll be curious if you see him against Montana, because if you see him against Montana, then it's like, all right, nothing to worry about. Maybe his back did just flare up, or maybe it was a load management thing, but we're good. We got him the rest of the way. If you don't have him against Montana, that's going to be a long 10 days wondering if he's going to play against California. And you'd wonder if that thing starts to linger a little bit.
That would be 17 days in between games for Mikael Brown, though. He would play in the Memphis game on December 13th, and if he wouldn't return until California, 17 days. Because, should he play against Montana if he's had a back injury? Maybe he should sit that one out also.
That's kind of what I thought.
Because why play him in a game that you should win?
This was like a long break for a dude who's going to be making millions and millions and millions of dollars next year. Even more money than he's making this year. I wonder if it was just like, hey, here's a good way to get you a break. And, yeah, it sucks. We want to get you in that Tennessee game, but that was going to be a tough one anyways, and now we'll have a built-in excuse if we lose it. So go ahead.
You have a built-in excuse, but like I said, it doesn't.
3 weeks.
It doesn't translate into the net rankings or anything that's used to seed the teams. So yeah, you get that excuse, and you can say it all year long. Well, yeah, we lost by 21, but we didn't have can't even argue the best player on the team. So
we've got our own issues to worry about.
We do.
But it is something to keep an eye on, and that was, if I was a UofL fan, I'd be a little disappointed not showing too much life in last night's game, even with the injuries. But we know a thing or two about injuries, folks.
We do,
and they're not fun.
Did you watch the NBA Cup? That was also on. Man. Well, it wasn't really on TV. That's my biggest takeaway from it, honestly.
I was planning on it, but did not watch any of it.
Do you have Amazon Prime? Do you have Prime Video?
Yes.
That's ridiculous. You want us to care about this tournament. We did too. I was actually with my family. We were doing some Christmas stuff again. Is fun. But
yeah, we did the Lights Under Louisville last
night. You did that? Yeah, we did that on Monday. So
when you're done, I've got a little Lights Under Louisville story.
No, okay, yeah. This will not be long.
Take your time, as long as you need.
We don't need to go too in depth on the NBA Cup. Thought it was cool that the New York Knicks were celebrating like they won the finals. That's how it should be. It's their first thing they've got to celebrate, like first championship since 1973. So I mean, by all means, celebrate. They should have a parade for it. In the moment, it matters. That's what's so cool about this tournament. It made me care about a NBA game on December 16th. I was looking forward to watching it. And then I saw that it was on Amazon Prime. And what are we doing? Now, I will say, Prime did a hell of an intro for it. I mean, the intro, I'll have to send it to you, TJ. It was so good. It's exactly what they should be doing for NBA Finals games, when last year they wouldn't even put the little trophy up on the score bug.
I remember.
Yeah, very annoying. Well, this is also annoying. Why would you want us to care about the NBA Cup? You want us to care about it and for it to matter in the moment. And then you put it on Amazon Prime to where a lot of people can't watch it? Why would you do that? That makes no sense to me. If you want us to treat this seriously, that needed to be on ABC, right? Figure out a way to. I understand you probably got a lot of money from Amazon, but that is such a short-sighted way of doing this. It's my biggest pet peeve with sports. Well, everything in general, actually. It's the most amount of short-term dollars we can get. We'll worry about the long-term later. I hate that mindset. You want us to care about it. Make us care about it by putting it on, making it easily accessible. How about just have it on Twitch or YouTube so we can all watch it if you want it to be streaming. But it should have been on ESPN, ABC, TNT, even there's a reason a lot of people didn't tune in last night because they couldn't, or they had to find an illegal stream. But it was cool. I thought it was neat. The way the fans were celebrating, the way they were taking it serious. And you can tell did you see Spike Lee? Did you see what it meant to him?
I did not.
Okay.
Did he cry?
Basically. He was just smiling ear to ear. He was so happy. It's a miniature NBA Finals feeling, I think, for them.
So they'll hang the banner in Madison Square Garden.
They absolutely will. And
I heard that they have to.
That makes sense because the NBA wants us to care about it.
But the NBA is making teams have to hang their NBA Cup banners. That is embarrassing.
Why is that embarrassing?
To force a franchise to have to hang a ban. It's like, hey, yes, we made you play in this tournament. You played in it, and you won it. Now celebrate that championship, and that's an order.
They should celebrate it. Why wouldn't you? It was a tournament.
Because you're the Knicks. I don't know if you're the Knicks or you're the Celtics or you're the Lakers, and the Knicks maybe are a bit different than the Celtics and the Lakers. It's like all these championship banners, and you're telling me I have to hang one for a made-up tournament that we don't know if it will exist in 5 years?
It will exist in 5 years.
What about 10 years?
I think it's here permanently.
15?
I don't know. That sounds a little crazy, actually. No, but if you're the Lakers, the reason you hang that up, you're the first ones. If this is a tournament that lasts for forever, this is if I'm 85 years old and I'm still excited about December basketball because the NBA Cup is going on, then that's when what did any of this mean? What did any bowl game mean to college football back in the day? I celebrate that Belk Bowl. We have that hanging up somewhere.
How do you celebrate the Belk Bowl here in 2025?
Yeah.
Do you wake up every day by showing some gratitude to the 2019 Belk Bowl?
What I mean is that
my morning prayers, and then I kiss my poster of Lynn Bowden punching that dude in the face for Virginia Tech.
Okay. All right. Let me rephrase that. I still appreciate the Belk Bowl win from 2019. I didn't know what Belk was prior to the game. But that was one of the most exciting games. I think about it.
I exclusively shop at Belk just because I had such a pleasant experience watching the Belk Bowl in 2019.
Yeah, exactly.
As a matter of fact, I've only eaten Outback for my ever since going to the Penn State UK game back in 1999. I've exclusively eaten Outback. But I'm actually was seeing a lot of those takes, and I agree. Do you remember bowl pick'ems were the thing back in the day? A good old bowl pick'em was just your little appetizer to March Madness. You had back before time of gambling, you had your fantasy football, which was great. You had your bowl pick'ems, which were great, and then you had your March Madness in March, and that was pretty much it. I guess a Derby, you got into all sorts of shenanigans with horse racing, but that was pretty much the big four back before you had a casino on your phone. You did your fantasy football, you did your bowl pick'ems, you did your March Madness, and then you did a little Derby thing here or there. All right, we need to go to our commercial break here in just a second. We're going to read text into the show in hour number 2, and then Jacob Polacek going to be here? Is he already here?
I don't think he's here yet.
Okay, I thought you were looking at somebody.
No, he should be here soon.
All right. How about a little Yin Yang Twins to take us to hour number 2?
Still out in here like ho, ho, ho. Take off your clothes, get your Christmas trees for working the pole. So we gon' make it snow when you do that. I do that. She a reindeer, call her Rudolph the red nose. She dance on her tippy toes. So we gon' keep on spinning that dough.
This is Kentuckiana's only locally owned sports talk. The Big X, AM 1450 and 96. Roll call.
I think we ain't done yet.
You personally.
I think we ain't done yet.
With Walker and Peak.
Welcome back. Hour number 2, Kentucky Roll Call here on Big X Sports Radio, live on the YouTube stream. If you want to watch us there and anywhere you get your podcast, just search for Kentucky Roll Call. I'm TJ Walker, joined in the other room with Stephen Peak. And Peak, do we have one?
Me too. I'm looking at this where he's supposed to be on the YouTube stream.
I'm trying to get it. I'm trying to get it figured out. I'm trying to work on it. But is he here?
He's here.
Okay.
Can you hear him?
Cannot.
Hello?
Hey, hit that mic.
There we go.
Okay, there you go. Okay.
Did he punch it?
He did.
Okay, good.
I slapped it.
All right. He's still not on the camera. That's not good.
You guys don't have my rights. I'm sorry.
JMI blew it. We had the rights all signed up, and then they're gone.
Oh, man.
I see the camera, and he's just not in it, so I think the camera's frozen.
Oh.
So.
Oh, that's interesting. What? That's crazy.
Like, right? Is he? I mean, I'm guessing he's not just hiding underneath the camera over there.
No, he's right there. It's weird.
Surprise!
It's weird that you can't see him.
But your camera's working just fine.
Yeah,
this has happened in the past, and I think they normally just stop the stream and just put it back up there. But we're gonna just roll with it. Jacob, we want to see you badly. If you want to go sit like next to Peak, you could do that. No, I'm kidding. We'll be all right. Everybody just maybe at some point, just show that he's there. There you go. There he is. There he is. There. That's a lot of fun.
That's good. Well,
that was a good response there.
We can do this all day.
All right, Jacob Polachek, what's up, buddy?
Hey, how you doing?
Doing all right. Doing actually pretty terrible.
Oh,
that was a real rough 10-minute stretch on Sunday in the Packers game. Up 2 scores. Everything looking good. Beating the top team in the AFC. One of our better offensive players and our best defensive players had their body parts intact. And then in about a 10-minute window, 20-minute window, it all went to crap, Jacob.
On the bright side, I think the Packers called Stephen Peak for a tryout because they need to fill spots. So Stephen Peak is a Green Bay Packer.
I love it.
You weren't supposed to say anything about that.
Oh, was
With
that
the
off
way
record?
that
was way off the record.
With
Wow.
the way that he's been tearing it up at Breakfast Club, at a different sport, but quite the athlete that you have across the table from you, Jacob.
Yeah, the Packers are in trouble right now.
Oh, yeah.
They don't really have any players anymore after last week. So I didn't get to watch the full game, but I'm pretty glad I didn't because it seemed pretty brutal.
Yeah, it was. And even in the brutality of it all, still had a chance at the end. Had a couple chances, actually, at the end, but it was just a really, really bad Sunday. You beat Chicago, and I'm, like, right back on board, but I have no idea why Chicago's not bigger favorites. I feel like we are really limping into this game. I know we just beat them 2 weeks ago, but they did have a chance to win the game there at the end of the game. I don't know. I'm nervous. I'm down. I'm defeated. But that's all right. That's why we bring you in, to cheer us up, to get us feeling good.
It's still the Bears at the end of the day. I'm still riding with the Packers.
That's the spirit. The Bears still suck. They absolutely do. You know what doesn't suck is our friends at Salsaritas. 3 locations in the Louisville area. Middletown, St. Matthews, and out in Bullitt County, right off I-65 in Shepherdsville. Download that Salsaritas app. Keep them in mind for the holidays. Christmas Eve, 1 week away, and they'd be happy to cater your holiday party, your family party, your work party, your friend's party, whatever you may, ugly sweaters, they don't care. They will bring it right to your front door, or it could be waiting at the store, and you can do it all at the touch of your fingertips. They're catering orders. I love being able to just do catering without having to talk to somebody. I don't know if you're anything like me, but that's the nice thing about that Salsaritas app. You earn points, rewards, and they take money right off at the finish of your order if you have the points to use, which you almost certainly will at Salsaritas. So download that Salsaritas app and keep them in mind for all your catering needs or lunch, dinner, whatever you've got going on. All right.
Why do we have to wait till Christmas Eve? It's the 4th night of Hanukkah tonight. Let's go to Salsarita right now.
Celebrate Hanukkah tonight. All your holiday needs. Is the 4th night of Hanukkah just when you light the 4th candle?
Yeah. What do you do? Do you do something different every night, Jacob?
No.
Okay. I was curious.
No. We light the candles. We light more candles as the nights go on, so that we can light all of them.
All 8.
All 8.
That's very cool.
Up. Yeah.
Yep.
I was told that I have to delete the camera and add the camera, as if I have any idea how
You'll
to
be
do
take it and throw it at the wall?
Any of that. That may work. I get the idea of that, Scooch, but I don't know if I can do it and also be doing the show. So, all right, we really cater to these 9 YouTube watchers. The people that watch on YouTube, you really get a good chunk of our attention. Some would say too much of it. Jacob, Mitch Barnhart, he met with the Lexington Herald leader for another exclusive one-on-one interview. Did you read it? It was long.
I read it. Yes.
Okay, and you stayed awake during the whole thing?
It took me a few tries, but we got there.
Yeah, geez Louise. I mean, he can filibuster with the best politician.
I'm asking for a raise soon because I had to read that and listen to his interview. So those were two tough ones to get through.
So you read it and listened to it?
No, I listened to who was it with? UK Sports Network?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, the one with
the 5:30 one.
The one with Tom Leach
the
before
6
the
o'clock
game.
one. They did.
That one, and then the Herald one. Oh, I haven't watched it. I see they posted a video.
I was going to say, if you read it, because they did, John Hale tweeted out, he was like, if you want to see how he responded, I was like,
I have
oh my
not
goodness.
watched the video.
Oh,
yet.
there is video? Oh, that changes everything.
I'll save that for when I'm having a tough night sleeping. I'll save that in the queue for that. But no, he said a lot.
Did he?
I think, well.
There were a lot of words.
A lot of words without saying
a lot of
so
noises
much.
from the lowest hole in his head.
But I couldn't help but feel like it was almost just a rebuttal to your article to a certain degree. And I think that even got brought up, well, maybe not directly to Mitch Barnhart, but in detailing the interview, John Hale mentioned you all, also mentioned the anonymous sources as part of the article. What did you make of it?
I don't. There's not a lot I made of it, to be honest. Like I'm confident in Jack and my reporting, and I don't think that he really explicitly. I don't think in any way our story, especially with the JMI aspects of making recruits sign things that other schools are not making them sign. I still think that is the case, and I think that he's kind of bounced around. Saying it without saying it.
Do you know, I guess you do know, to some extent, this is unique to Kentucky then. Is like, not even, like.
I mean, I haven't checked.
Is the logo thing unique? Is I know you haven't checked with all 300 something other schools, but have you heard that this is unique? At least with the other schools that some of these other guys might be dealing with.
I have to be careful because a lot of the specifics I was told were off record.
Okay.
And so I can't say exactly, okay, this that they're making them sign is unique to other schools, but there are definitely parts of their agreement that they have to sign in conjunction UK and JMI that are unique to Kentucky. And it is hindering their recruiting.
It is. How much of the Collins recruitment, like how close were they? You said that you had to drop it by a few percentage points on your prediction on 3.
Yeah, so on 3 Rivals, I'm not sure who took custody.
Okay, right,
who took custody of the RPM, but I the capabilities, it doesn't let you just straight remove an RPM.
Not like a crystal ball.
Crystal ball for
you can
on
you
3.
can yeah.
You can't just remove it. So I put my confidence down to 5%, the lowest it can go, and I would have removed it if I could.
Wow.
I haven't.
I mean, this was somebody who you and I did a video that said, "Is Kentucky about to land their first 5?" Is
I
Mark
would
Pope about
say
to land his first 5
they were
star?
at the 1 yard line. Kentucky.
The 1 yard line. What did they do? Try to go over the top every time?
Yeah, they
Pete Carrolled it.
They Pete Carrolled it.
Okay,
yeah.
I was making a Bush Hamden reference
Bush Hamden
versus Texas, but
yeah. Yeah, so they were right there, and then I haven't changed my RPM because I haven't seen another favorite emerge. I think this recruitment kind of gets wide open now.
So you can change your RPM, but you can't delete it completely.
I can't delete it completely. So I've kind of had to work around that a little bit, but I don't feel confident in Kentucky's chances in that recruitment.
That's crazy because this was just how long ago we did that video? Just like a month and a half ago?
Yeah, this was all like a month ago, I think was right. A little less than a month ago or a little more than a month ago was right around when the momentum had shifted from USC to Kentucky, and then obviously as things went on, we never got a commitment announcement. So now we're in a spot where I don't expect Kentucky to be the choice unless
That's
there was
crazy
some drastic change.
As we went into the early signing period, I was under the impression that Christian Collins was gonna sign with Kentucky and that Pope was gonna get a big win out of the early signing period. And then as it got closer to that, and I heard nothing from you or Jack about it, and I was okay. Maybe that's not going to be the case. When did it get close to the? When was it at the 1 yard line? How long ago was that? Was that a month?
Well, I mean, let's see when I put my RPM in. That was right around. Pulling this up right now. Yeah, I changed my RPM from USC to Kentucky on November 8th. And so that's when I felt very confident that Kentucky was going to be the choice. And then December 4th, I put out that article saying that there's been a holdup in the recruitment, and the contract negotiations were playing a big role in that. So right around December 4th, maybe a little bit earlier than that, was when I started to hear some talk of there's some real problems here with getting this across the finish line.
And that has nothing to do, I would imagine, with Mark Pope's ability to recruit if it got all the way to that point, right? Or am I wrong?
I don't think it's Mark Pope's ability to recruit, but I do think that the slow start to the season is something that has to be considered.
Yeah,
I don't think
point.
this is just a strict contract thing. I do think the contractual things played a big role in it. It delayed things, and then obviously you have more Kentucky basketball to watch, and you see more losses and more problems. But I do think that the on-court play is definitely playing some sort of a role in this recruitment.
But by the early signing period, Kentucky had only lost one game.
So I think that's part of it. Is the contract negotiations?
They beat Purdue. They beat Purdue. Jacob, you wouldn't want to come sign after that?
Well, I think that the contract negotiations drags it out, and then you start to see this, and that just compounds kind of the issues that they're having, and it all plays into it.
A lot of good stuff. We're talking with Jacob Polachek from On3. If you've got any questions. And Rivals. And probably something else or another. Are you on any podcast?
KSR Plus with Kentucky Sports Radio with On3 with Rivals.
Here comes the boom.
Here comes the boom.
Rolls right off the tongue.
Formerly of law.com.
And you're part of the KSR XXX family, right?
I'm not sure about that. But
what's the XXX one?
I don't know.
How do I get a part of that family?
It's subscription-based.
Oh, well.
That's
I have too many subscriptions between KSR Plus and...
KSR Plus is what it's called.
Yes.
That's what I meant. Okay. Yeah, you can see his postings over at KSR Plus. JMI and Mitch released the mice into Jacob's house story at 11, says one texter on the Game Day Men's Health text line. Hopefully that's not true. So are they just screwed for 2026, Jacob?
Unless some changes are made. I think that they have to make some changes if they want to land 5-star recruits, guys like Tyron Stokes, guys like Christian Collins, and then I don't
Is
think...
Stokes gone at this point, would you say? I'm not holding you to it, and no one's going to hold Jacob to this. He's just
There are no
unfiltered.
players...
I actually will be holding. What he says right now, I'm going to hold him to it.
There are no players in the 26 class that I would currently say Kentucky's the favorite for.
All right.
That's not, ideal.
Holding him.
But I will say, the question will be is when you get to portal time, let's say you don't land any of these guys, can they fix this by portal time? Or else are they just going to have the same issues when you talk to, it doesn't matter if a guy's a junior in college, if they're having these same issues, what's to change? So that will be an interesting aspect of it, and I know that they are having conversations with guys on the current team about return deals. So this is all factoring into every aspect of recruiting from what I hear.
You did have that post over at KS Board. You've been talking that this is the time of year that they are re-signing players, if you will, for next season. Could you go into a little bit more detail? And again, if you're a member at On3, you already know this stuff. You've already seen this stuff. You get the first look at Jacob's postings over there. But what was that all about?
Yeah, I'm not going to talk about it. It's all for subscribers only. Thank you, guys. All right, no, I'm
I
kidding.
do like to do like a blend of I don't want to give up the goose, if you will, and I want to drive people to those points. But you obviously want to talk about it also.
Well, they've had time to go and subscribe. But yeah, no, I have been told that Kentucky's been negotiating return deals with several players on the current team. Obviously, they're harder to enforce compared to other deals, but there's a little bit more structure than previous years. So I don't think this is unique to Kentucky. I think a lot of programs right now are trying to lock down their guys for next season. And then I have heard that Kentucky's made progress in the last couple of weeks with a few players, and this has been somewhat of a priority. I don't directly equate this of any of their recruiting struggles. I mean, you have so many guys on this team that have eligibility to come back, and you're not going to want to put yourself in a situation where you have to go out and get 12 guys from the transfer portal. So I don't take this as, oh, wow, they're pivoting from recruiting and going to get their guys. I just think that this is the new normal in college basketball, and we're in December. The transfer portal is a few months away, and you want to lock down your guys before they get to the open market.
Peak, this is fascinating stuff from Polachek. I think that like at some point, you saw USC football tweet this out, but I think at some point you're probably going to have this time of the year where you're going to have schools making announcements like, we've got so-and-so inked up for next year. Yeah. I saw a funny tweet. It's like that. We just called that returning from semester break for school the next semester. That's what that used to be back in the day. But no, and I'm not just talking about football. I think you could see scenarios where for basketball, it's like you've enjoyed Colin Chandler's 40% three-point shooting, and you'll enjoy them next year too because we've inked them for the following season. I think you could eventually get that being somewhat public knowledge, Jacob, and obviously behind the scenes that exact thing is going on. But I think at some point it's just going to be like, oh, all right, hey, it's December, it's middle of December. This is when we should get an idea of returning players and who could be coming back and who couldn't be coming back.
Yeah, I'm not sure how public these are going to be made, at least this year or in future years, just because you get to the portal and a guy can enter the portal that you really want, and all of a sudden you're like, hey, I know we re-signed you to a deal, but we really want this guy. Can we work something out to get you out of this deal and have you hit the open market? So I think there's still a lot of things up in the air with these deals, but it does offer you a little bit of structure, a little bit of security in building your roster for the next year.
It's fascinating times in college athletics, and nobody is more in the know with just how this stuff operates than Jacob. If you got any text for him or questions, Game Day Men's Health text line 502-414-1450.
Oh, no, I was just checking it just to check it. I have a 1,167-day Duolingo streak, just so everyone knows.
Dang. Can you speak any, what is it, Spanish?
I can't speak any Spanish, no.
Okay.
Is that what the streak that is that it's Spanish that you're learning?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. I still speak the minimum amount of languages also, Jacob. Kentucky makes Final Five for 5-star Caleb Holt. Do I have any hope for that one? I know you said they got some ground to make up.
They have ground to make up in that one. I'm not completely counting it out, but
to my untrained eye, I like Holt as much as pretty much any other,
Yeah, Holt's a really
any
good
other player at that position. And then did Rippey commit to Duke, or was there just a prediction for him to Duke?
Yeah, there's been a lot of buzz for him to commit to Duke, but he hasn't made his announcement yet. I think they set a date, but I'm not sure
that makes me
when
sick.
that is.
That just makes me sick.
I know you were really big on Rippey.
He's awesome. I mean, the dude is just a star. He's going to be a great player. It seemed like UK at one point had a good spot with him, or at least a good position with him, but it never amounted to anything. It quickly moved. It went quick.
I mean, Alabama, Arizona, Houston, and Providence are also in the mix with Caleb Holt. There was a time, TJ, where that would have been, oh, well, then he's going to Kentucky.
Well, Arizona's the number one team in the country.
No, I know that, but I'm saying that there was a time when you would look at those four schools going up against Kentucky, and you would think, oh, so they're going to land Caleb Holt or whoever that guy would be.
This would be the classic. This would be like the classic UK recruitment that we're very familiar with Holt, and it would be either Alabama, Auburn, or Kentucky, and it'd be, could Kentucky pull him away from the home schools? But now with the NIL era, it's kind of interesting where it's just like the home schools matter, but he's still probably just going to take the best deal that's provided for him. And whether we're talking Holt or Rippey or Stokes or any of these guys, and coming off the heels of Jacob's JMI story, the Cats may just not have the chops, whether it's Pope, whether it's JMI, whether it's the money. It's just not adding up one way or another, and I don't know. I'm not having fun. This isn't as enjoyable for me. I liked it when UK got the NBA guys, and they got plenty of them, and now, Jacob, we're not getting any of them. And hearing you talk about it, it seems like for 2026, something drastic's going to have to happen to maybe just get one of them, and that's a stretch.
Yeah.
It's not, I'm pretty alarmed. I'm pretty gruntled.
Yeah, not to sound like a complete downer, but I'm in the I have to believe it, or I have to see it to believe it stage with Kentucky recruiting.
Show me state.
Show me state.
You're going there.
Oh, yes. Missouri?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to Missouri later.
Crow, that's another player. You pretty much just reference a state or a school, and I can find a recruit that Pope has missed out
Yeah,
on.
there you go. Yeah.
So, for Kentucky, I need to see it to believe it with any of these 5-star recruits at this point. I need to see them land one to believe that they can actually do it.
I don't want to put words in Jacob's mouth, but as somebody who did Jacob's job, not as well as he did, but did his job, I can't stress enough, like he can't say this stuff, or I'm allowed to take some liberties here, but I would be so alarmed hearing him say this. This is somebody that is talking to agents and talking with coaches, and he thinks that things are so messed up on UK recruiting that he just doesn't believe that it's going to happen. Like, it just will have to happen for him to believe it, because I'm sorry.
That is pretty wild, actually, DJ.
I'm putting words in his
crazy.
mouth, but this is a guy who covers recruiting, and he's so disillusioned with Pope and UK and JMI and with where things stand today, and I don't think it's anything personal with those guys, but he's just so oh man, it's such a mess that it just would have to happen for me to even believe that it could happen. Folks, that is not okay. That is a wild thing for I mean, imagine if Evan Daniels just came out and was just I know that doesn't seem good when the power goes on and off. But imagine if one of the top recruiting dogs just came out and UK landing a 5-star guy. Yeah, I mean, in my wildest dreams, maybe, but I'd have to see it to believe it.
And I hope someone in UK is listening to this and they're like, "Oh, let's prove him wrong. Let's land this guy." And I hope I look stupid, but I just don't see it.
And
right
it
now.
starts to add up the misses when you think about I really wanted Silas Dimmery to come to Kentucky. And there was initial interest. I think, didn't Pope go down there the day that he entered the portal, or go visit him almost the
Pope
day
was
up?
on a Zoom call with him and
Within
said,
hours.
"What are you guys doing for dinner?" And he immediately was on a plane to their house, had dinner with them, and then Kentucky did not get a visit.
That is messed up, you all. In hindsight, that is just again. It goes back to the stepbrothers. It's yeah, you know what? The suits are kind of messed up. It's not so funny. When you think about it, the misses start to add up. Why could he go meet with him and then not get a visit? And then maybe, coming back to your article, Jacob, well, we're not going to get in bidding wars. Dude, how holier than thou are you? Get in bidding wars. This is Kentucky basketball. Not only do you get in the bidding wars, you GD win the bidding wars. What are we doing?
Yeah.
With a $22 million roster, you're going to get in bidding wars.
They should have.
They
should have gotten more bidding wars, obviously, last season. I've been saying the whole I want them to love Kentucky before they come here. Why? Why would you love Kentucky until you've experienced Kentucky? Until you really know what this is.
Great point.
I did see where Jason Hart did fly all the way out to Seattle to go visit Tyron, or to go watch Tyron Stokes play.
But yeah, all the schools that are recruiting him. That's
of course. But
But that makes it even more frustrating.
Washington
he seemed to
offered
be
him.
in your lap,
Did they offer
and
him?
now he's not in your lap anymore, and now you're scrambling to get him. So it just, whether it's JMI, whether it's Mark Pope, whether it's Mitch Barnard, I don't care. But it seems like it's a little bit of all of them. And if Pope had the chops, it wouldn't matter. If Pope had the chops, it wouldn't matter what JMI or Barnard's doing. He'd just get guys because those dudes wanted to play for him, and the money was good too. He can't do that. That's an issue. That's a problem. If UK basketball was such a brand, and we believe that it is, we like to think that it is, then you'd say all right, even Dopey Popey can get these guys to come in because the money's just so insane. That's not happening either. Any way you want to skin this cat, it is bad for Kentucky basketball. And I'm sorry, if Pope doesn't turn around this season, I'm going to be getting real Billy Gillispie vibes, if I'm not already. And at least he's not abusing the players, but maybe he's abusing the players with corniness and cheesiness and Hamilton rap songs. A different type of abuse.
There was a concern going in, DJ, that this was going to be an issue, right? So I have yet really to be proven wrong. I don't think anybody feels like they've been proven wrong. That okay, we can't land the guys that you need. I mean, I hate looking at Caleb Wilson highlights right now.
He's awesome.
Yeah, Nick Roush, stop posting those on the board, please.
Yeah, it's just making me so depressed. And
really, I mean, this is probably the best freshman class I can remember.
And Kentucky got zero.
None.
Zero. Do you know what else is kind of crazy? There were 10 guys that transferred last season that are making 3+ threes per game at a high major level. Kentucky got 0 of them. Louisville got 2.
And that was coming off a great shooting year. Like,
yes.
You should have been able to get whatever shooter you wanted.
I thought that was going to be the case, honestly. And now, like I said in the first segment, I'm a little worried, guys, that how do you recruit this time around when the offense isn't as good, when it doesn't flow, when it's very clunky? How do you convince everybody that it's going to be different next year? Now you've had 2 seasons at Kentucky, and you're just going to say, oh, yeah, we're going to go back to that. I promise. We will go back to playing that way.
We got a couple texts into the Game Day Men's Health text line for Jacob. One texter says, what does recruiting look like for Kentucky in 2027 if 2026 is a dud? It would look like I don't want Pope to have the final say on it, was what it looked like for me. But what are they laying seeds for 27 and 28? Jacob, is the future looking bright? I mean, who really cares?
I mean, the thing with 27 right now is I think you have a lot of guys that are in a position to reclassify. You've already had Babo Ladotun and Bruce Branch reclassify. So I think the biggest names that you're looking at, if you're Kentucky or any other school, are who can we get as a 26, and then who are the guys that are just super talented that we want to offer right now. They've had a few of them on campus for unofficial visits. They're a guy like Nasir Anderson, he goes by Rudy. I talked to him 2 weeks ago, and he told me that he's hearing from Kentucky more than any other school. So it's just kind of having those lines of communication. But you're nowhere near the negotiation stage with any of these guys. So, and you're not even at the point of hosting them for official visits. So there's a long way to go. And right now it's just about getting your foot in the door.
Another texter says, JMI and Pope recruiting. Landing one will mean nothing. A lot of schools will land one player. Jacob Smart, he's looking at it as a non-UK fan and seeing how pathetic our post-Calipari situation is.
I do think that landing one recruit will say a lot because you'll look at how they landed that recruit, what they did right, what they did differently than they've done with some of these other recruits, and then you can see if that's a one-off or that's maybe a trend that can continue.
All right, Jacob, are you hanging out for the final segment or you got to run?
I'll hang out.
He's hanging out, everybody. He's going to hang out. One more segment.
Kick me out.
We're going to take one final commercial break, come back, wrap things up. It's Kentucky Roll Call. Jacob Polachek hanging out with Stephen Peak and TJ Walker here on the Big X. Don't go anywhere. One final segment.
Sunrise with Scoops.
Yeah, the Ravens, speaking of butt whooping, 24-0 over the Bengals. That was my bet of the weekend. Well, turns out
I wouldn't allow it. 4 o'clock, wallow in self-pity. 4:30, stare into the abyss. 5 o'clock, solve world hunger. Tell no one. 5:30, jazzercise. 6:30, dinner with me. I can't cancel that again. 7 o'clock, wrestle with myself.
Welcome back. Kentucky Roll Call here on Big X Sports Radio. One final segment. That is Jim Carrey's The Grinch, which is a classic. Christmas classic. One final segment of Kentucky Roll Call. TJ Walker, Stephen Peak, Jacob Polachek here on Big X Sports Radio. Get your text into the Game Day Men's Health text line 502-414-1450. Peak, I did the lights under Louisville yesterday.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We didn't. You said you were going to tell a story about that.
It's not a great story.
Okay.
But I'll just throw it
That's
in
a
right
good
here.
teaser. People are tuning out as we speak.
Thank you. Have you ever done it before? Either one of you ever done it before?
I have. Is there?
Steven has.
Is there a reason? Is that coming through the TV? Okay. I was wondering why I was hearing an echo. I did it
Stop
recently.
watching TV. It works.
Jacob, you've never done it?
No, I haven't.
You've never taken the mice underneath the cave? And
I've gone where lights were before.
You've seen light. You've seen
I have seen lights
before.
I did see a funny TikTok the other day, and it was like, "Hey, are you going to see seeing the lights at the zoo? No, we're seeing the lights at the botanical garden. Oh, we did that last year. Yeah, we're going to see the lights at this thing or this thing. We're waiting in line to see the lights at that." This is the lights in a cave version of that, which it is just interesting that Louisville has this ginormous cave, not a man-built cave. It's not Mammoth Cave, although it is a big cave. You get what I'm doing. You can take your car. You can take your car
drive through it.
Yeah. So
it's like a drive-through.
They've got lights, and it's fun. It actually is pretty cool. Parts of it are like a rave. It'd be fun if they just like let you rent it out, Steven, like have a private party there.
They do. I think they do rent out parts.
Kentucky should play a game there.
That'd be
cool.
great too.
Yeah.
I'd be all for that also. But it's an annual tradition that we go with my wife's sister, and she's great. It's always a lot of fun. The girls love it. The 1-year-old, who's going to be 2 in April, she could like stick her head out the window in a safe way. That sounds kind of dangerous, but it was safe, and she was able to like actually enjoy it. So it was more fun this year. And then the 4-year-old really, really liked it. But normally I drive, and then the girls will hold the girls in the back seat and like again stick their heads out the window and that sort of stuff. But the aunt this year, she has a new car, and it is one of the EVs, like the cars you have to charge.
Oh, nice.
Plug into the wall.
Yeah.
They hate Elon Musk, though, so it's not a Tesla. This is a different version EV. And it's cool. It's an awesome car. Its ceiling is like all glass, so she really wanted to drive it through the cave so we could like see the lights through the ceiling and whatnot. And it was great. It all worked. It went exactly as planned. But she's really proud of this car, and I understand. I haven't had a new car in over 10 years, so I don't blame her for being proud of this car. But she like really likes showing it off and all the cool things that it can do, which is totally fine. Unless you're in a cave when you need to go 1 mile an hour, if even that. Like you have to be. You're going at like if you're walking, you should be moving as fast, if not faster, than these cars. And she wanted to like show off the self-drive mode.
Okay.
Just a huge mistake. I mean, we nearly caused potentially a fatal accident in the lights under Louisville cave.
How is that possible?
Yeah, no, it's a good question. But I guess like the self-drive automated mode, if there's like a blank space between you and the car, it will just like go as fast as it can to get to the next car.
Why would it do that?
No idea.
That sounds like a bad idea.
Yeah, that's a terrible idea. Why would they program it to do that?
So we've got. I mean, that's a good. Like, why not safely just get to the next car? It's a totally fair question. So like we've got our girls. I've got the 1-year-old, and like I'm holding her, and then the wife's got the 4-year-old, and this car in this cave takes off. It's all like I would have thought maybe she wanted to show me how quickly you can go from 0 to 60 because I know these EVs can like do it at an insane rate. But like we take off, and I am literally about ready to poop my pants. That I'm just like, oh, we're about ready to have the most embarrassing accident, and I'm not talking about my undies, that this cave has ever seen, because we're gonna rear end this car in front of us at 50 miles an hour And they're going to be like, what were you doing? Like, this had to be like an intentional terrorist attack or something. How would you go so fast in a cave and then just drill somebody? And so we do take off. We're to the point that, like, I am, like, sitting in the car and then I'm, like, laying in the car. Like, I'm forced
it knocked you back.
The gravity knocked me back. And at
Like
that point,
Gravitron.
she, like, realizes, like, oh, no, I'm probably going to get up on this car's butt. So I need to slam on this brakes before we get there. So she slams on the brake, and then you see, like, dust and dirt flying behind the car because we're in a cave again. And she's like, whoops, oops, I shouldn't have put it in automated mode. And it's like, no, you probably shouldn't have put it in automated mode.
But why would it do that?
So we kind of had a laugh, and I'm not kidding you. It wasn't like 20 to 30 seconds later.
We tried it again?
We don't do the same damn thing again.
No way.
And I'm a pretty chill guy, Peak. You know that about me. I don't get too worked up about this, that, or the other. And, like, I really did. I was just like, all right, can we please? This is what I said. I was like, can we please not do that again? We don't have our kids buckled up. Can we please not do the self-driving or the automated driving or whatever stupid-ass driving this is? Can we just not? We're in a cave. Can we just drive the car? And she's like, I'm so sorry. I will drive the car.
That's tough. She's probably really embarrassed.
She shouldn't be embarrassed. I don't care. That car is sweet. It's awesome.
No, I know, but I just mean, like,
never
she
in a
probably
million
was.
years would be able to afford such a cool car. But, like, that's just not the time or place to be trying all the fancy new technologies. I feel like such an old man. Just give me a good old-fashioned, not stick shift. I don't know how to do that, but the good old-fashioned automatic.
Yeah. No, that's interesting, though, that it's not like you can't just at least program it to, I want it to go 1 miles per hour. All right, automated mode, go. I can't believe that it's
cruise control.
I am really
that's what I'm saying.
By, like, EVs and new cars and Teslas and all the cool things that they can do. But they are, like, you'll see the TikTok of somebody getting in, like, a Waymo taxi and whatnot. I don't think we have them in Louisville.
And in Atlanta. I might use one.
And they'll gimmick. They'll do something silly. They'll get in accidents, or they won't. Like, they'll pick somebody up at a hotel and they'll keep going around the rotunda just time and time again without stopping. I've seen some of those. So.
Everybody inside the car was fine, Stanley.
Thank goodness everything was all right and we didn't get in an accident. But that really, truly probably would have been just one of the more embarrassing, like, yeah, I got in an accident. All right, where were you? Lights under Louisville. What happened? I was going 40 miles per hour and rear-ended somebody. I mean, you'd get breathalyzed and the whole thing. So, anyways, all right, we got Jacob Polachek in the house. One final segment. If you got text into the show, 502-414-1450. Peak, where do you want to go? What have we missed today?
Did you know that Kentucky and Indiana was the most watched game?
I saw that.
That's the most watched game this season. Is that correct?
I think so. That was
2 million.
Very surprising to me.
It's the Big Blue Nation. How is that surprising to you?
It's Indiana.
Well, yeah, but it's bringing the series back, kind of a big deal. It was nice to have millions of people watching and getting the first big win of the season. TJ, that's not nothing.
No, it's not nothing. That's good to see. It's nice to see that Indiana and Kentucky still have some punch, especially I don't care about IU, but at least UK people are still wanting to watch. I feel bad that we didn't put on a better show for the folks. That was an ugly game. Wasn't the best basketball you're ever going to see. But that second half was fun, I think, from just like a casual viewer standpoint. You saw one team just totally run away, dominate, take over a game, and the crowd be 100% locked into it. So that was interesting to see from the ratings and numbers standpoint. Although, did you see I think the Army-Navy game was like 9 or 10 million viewers.
Yeah, that's a big game, though.
That is a big game, but it always just surprises me that, like, college basketball numbers pale in comparison.
Yeah, they really do.
Even your crappy bowl games. I don't get it. Like, is it just something about the football games being longer that they capture more people through that time span or something like that? I know that even if you broke it down per average viewer per hour, it would still be more for football, but that always just surprises me. Basketball's a better sport, folks. What are we doing?
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I think football is easier to follow. The games are one day of the week. So then more people bet on those games, so that causes viewership to go up. There's all kinds of prop bets that you get in football. Fantasy college football is huge.
Yeah.
Is it?
Jacob,
my dad did it growing up.
Jacob,
college?
Yeah.
Oh.
Are you going to Kansas City?
I am. I am the designated volleyball reporter now.
That is all. You many hats, Jacob.
So, yeah. Oh, I forgot to bring a hat. I got one of my. Oh no, that's not true. I have a hat.
When are you leaving?
I'm leaving tomorrow, early tomorrow morning, and I'm hitting the road. I'm driving, and
I don't know if that's gonna work. And there you go. He's trying to put on a hat in the studio, TJ.
Yeah.
Didn't work.
I'm watching.
Okay.
Hey, thanks for watching, TJ. Thanks for tuning in.
TJ's on YouTube.
Yeah, no. So I'm excited. If anyone that is watching this has any tips, advice on how to cover volleyball, I am clueless. So I'm excited to learn.
I don't. I was asked to do play-by-play at Murray State volleyball, and I said I'm not going to do that because I don't know how you even announce a volleyball game because it's kind of at least play-by-play.
They hit the ball. Oh, they hit the ball.
Bump, set, spike, and return. Bump, set. I don't know. I mean, no, it's an exciting sport. Don't think for a second that I'm poo-pooing volleyball. I'm excited for tomorrow. Are you pumped for this? I mean, you can cover a Final Four.
Cool.
You may never get to do this again as long as you're at KSR.
And I have nothing against volleyball. I just don't know anything about it.
You know some.
I know the basics. I don't know the terminology. Bump, serve, volley.
You don't know those?
I know. Ball. Net. I know that. Yeah. So I guess I do know the terminology. I guess
you're fine. You're kind of an expert.
I am an expert at this.
I like that we worked through that in real time.
I've decided I'm gonna write a 10,000 word analysis on the game.
Oh, good.
Yes.
That's going to be quite the read.
Let's make it 30,000 words.
Wow.
Yeah.
You have a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
Go to Joe's Barbecue.
Oh, I love Joe's. I went to school out in KC. I know the KC barbecue.
Oh yeah,
landscape.
Yeah, okay. I forgot. You're
Joe's,
probably pretty familiar with Kansas City.
Yeah, Joe's is. I like Joe's.
How far away is Kansas City from Lawrence?
From Lawrence, it's only like 45 minutes. From here, it's farther.
Oh, I did.
That is true.
Yeah.
I ripped Kansas and Missouri law enforcement for staking out on the on and off ramps of the interstate to pull people over and catch people speeding. I feel like that's real sneaky. And
have I talked about my speeding ticket from a few weeks ago?
No, you got one a few weeks ago?
Yes. Zach Gagan, KSR writer, and I were driving to Owensboro to see Prolific Prep with Bruce Branch, Caleb Holt, all them play Southeastern Prep. We were probably 10 minutes from the venue in Owensboro. I see a cop pulling someone over. I'm going way too fast, and all of a sudden, the cop is pulling me over, and I got a speeding ticket. I wound up going to a lawyer to do it. I had to do a driver's test to get it wiped off my insurance.
You go to KS Lawyer?
KS Lawyer actually is subscribed to law.com. Actually, I don't need to say that anymore. I don't work for them, but
subscribe to law.com.
Sorry.
Wait, so the cop was pulling somebody else over.
Pulling somebody else over. He sees me speeding. I was definitely
He says,
speeding.
forget this guy. I got to get that guy.
I guess. I don't know if he just all right, I'm writing this ticket fast. Let me get this guy. He didn't use the sound or anything when he was pulling me over. It's just the lights. So I was like, I think he's pulling me over. And then it turns out he was pulling me over.
A few times I've been pulled over. I don't know if I've heard the sound. Do they not do that? If they're just pulling you over? I don't think they do.
I think that's more of like a backup plan of oh, this guy is...
Did you think about running?
I was thinking. I was like, all right, he never used the siren. And
he never used the siren. I think it's fine.
I will say that I've been told that you should show up to court because a lot of times the officer doesn't even show up at court and they'll get it wiped off your record. And this guy definitely was going to show up to court. The way he's talking, he wanted me to show up so he could challenge me.
How fast were you going over the speed limit?
Did you all get into it? Sounds like you had it back and forth.
He was ready. He was ready for it. I was going 95 and a 25, but it wasn't a big deal.
It's okay. Well, so are you in jail right now? So how much over were you going? Because I feel like when we go on these long road trips, it's the one thing I'm worried about. I don't want to make it a more expensive trip. Can we expense those?
I was going. Is this on record?
No.
Oh, okay. I was going almost 30 over. So.
Dang. Well, you earned that one then. At least you got your money's worth.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely earned that one. But I did take a driver's test yesterday online to get it wiped off my record. And you guys asked me anything about driving, I know it.
Does the driver's test is it supposed to help you not go 30 over?
The steering wheel is on the left side if you're facing out.
Well, you've been taking those Duolingo classes.
No, I know how to drive.
That you get a speeding ticket and then you get two of them. You really only need the one to be like, oh, I don't ever need to get another one of these.
Yeah, I don't plan on getting another one.
They're a pain in the butt, They're expensive. They're annoying. And I am just can't believe I'm jinxing myself and putting this out there. But I haven't had one in over 10 years. So it's been a long time since I've had a speeding ticket.
Well, if you see me on the road tomorrow driving to Kansas City going 30 miles an hour on the freeway, just know that it's because I don't want a speeding ticket.
Yeah. Well, drive safely, most importantly. But that is such a boring drive. Are you going to get to see any, like, friends in Kansas City?
Yeah, I'm staying with my friend Jack. I don't know if you guys know him.
Well, he listens every day, so
yeah.
shout out Jack.
Jack, thank you. And his fiance Annie. I'm going to be going to their wedding next year. So.
They're getting married.
They're getting married, Jack and Annie.
Congratulations, Jack and Annie.
Yeah,
they're planning on getting married.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You can't. I put it in RPM. It's at 90.
Pretty good.
95% to go through. So, yeah. No, I'm excited.
Let's hope no multimedia companies get involved.
Yeah.
Let Jacob know that Spikes are called Kills, Eva Hudson, Brooklyn DeLay, and Lizzie Carr are UK stars.
Awesome. Steven, are you writing this down?
You know Lizzie Carr.
I know. Oh, that's Andy's sister.
Andrew Carr, sister. Yes.
That's Big Andy's little kid sister.
Yes.
That is at 9 o'clock tomorrow night. It'll be after the conclusion of Pittsburgh versus Texas A&M.
Yep.
Cats are taking on Wisconsin, and I guess Wisconsin, they have 4 losses on the year, and 3 were without their All-American, one of the best players in volleyball, and I don't know her name off the top of my head. So supposedly the Cats are truly getting one of the best teams in the country, one of the teams that are playing as hot as anybody.
Dang, you know how many losses Wisconsin had in 2015? 4. Wow, this is getting creepy.
Oh, Peake's doing the numbers thing. I did see some.
I was born in Wisconsin.
I did see some tweets, some twittering, people talking about how this could potentially help erase some demons from 2015.
Nah,
I mean, just in no world, in no world that I'm living in. Like, I love Craig Skinner and the UK women's volleyball program, and I really hope that they win another national championship. And if they do, I would probably even buy a T-shirt. But I'm sorry. I don't think there's anything in this world that could fix that fateful spring night in 2015.
I mean, I just saw an interview with Calipari recently. He's still being asked about that game.
Yeah, I still think about it. I don't know. I bet he probably thinks about it every single day of his life. I know I'm pretty close to it.
Yeah, I mean, because of what that would have done for his legacy. Oh my gosh,
that was like the best ever.
Is that our generation's
greatest
Duke?
Ever? It's worse. It's worse than the Leitner shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have many thoughts on it. I was 6 years old when it happened, so.
You were 6 years old
when Kentucky played Wisconsin?
Yeah, 2015?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't have many thoughts.
How old are you now? 26? That doesn't make
27.
sense.
No, that's not. He's lying. He wasn't 6 years old. He's pulling our chain.
Yeah.
How long ago was that game?
It was 10 years
25 years ago.
That's right. It was 25 years ago.
Yeah.
How old were you when with Leitner?
7.
Okay. This all checks out, TJ.
Yeah. No, I don't. I think Kentucky's gonna win against Wisconsin, and then they're gonna.
As a volleyball expert, who do you have winning in the Final Four?
I think Kentucky wins by 21, 3 touchdowns, and then I think that they win. I think they win on a buzzer beater in the championship game.
Dang, a buzzer beater, TJ.
I hope he's right. They're going to cut down the nets.
The net. Did they not do that?
It just straight
they
up
do.
the middle.
It's very anticlimactic. After 4 cuts, it just falls to the ground.
Oh, I didn't realize they actually did that. That's kind of cool. I'm glad they do that. That is neat.
A texter says, I don't understand what the current basketball teams winning or losing has to do with recruits for next year. Maybe I'm dumb.
Well, these recruits see Kentucky playing poorly, and they don't want to play in that system a lot of the time.
And it's not even so much necessarily the system, because you've seen Pope have good moments as well. Like, the offenses look good. But it's so much like, I just want to go play 28 minutes a game. I want to go I don't want to get pulled. I don't want to have to.
To be honest, I haven't heard the minutes thing as often from recruits, parents, agents, as much as I hear it from fans.
Okay.
So I not to totally push back on that, but I think that is more of a fan. Like, I've heard that more from fans than I've heard it from people involved in these recruitments. So it may be a factor, but I don't think it's as big a factor as it may be perceived.
Gotcha.
Because every 5-star recruit, they see whoever, Mo Diabate playing 20 minutes a night. They're like, all right, I'm a 5-star recruit. He's going to have to play me 30 minutes a night. Like, there's just that confidence that I don't think the minutes thing scares guys away as much as people think.
I do wonder, though, if there's enough data to prove that. Well, I guess they haven't had a star, really. Kentucky has not had a star player, or Mark Pope hasn't had a star player, right? I mean, Richie Saunders, I guess, to an extent, but
not even at the time.
No.
Like,
right.
Even if you consider him a star now, it wasn't.
That's true.
Hey, another texter says, KRC Lucas Oil road trip next year. Count me in. We'll make it happen. I'll be up there for the Cats and Hoosiers at Lucas Oil next year. Wildcats Tongue texted in and says, question for both of you. This was before Jacob, but Jacob, you can participate.
Wow, Wildcats Tongue, you don't want to ask me anything?
Which current former Kentucky basketball player would you say most closely resembles your own play style? For me, I play like a 5'10" Karl Anthony Towns, which is not really a good thing.
I'm like Ravi Moss.
I'd say I'm like a Eric Bledsoe or Jared Vanderbilt.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yes. Pretty good rebounder for my size. Pretty physical.
It's like seven threes in one game, kind of
6'7".
shooting.
But no, I'm not. Yeah, I'm a streaky shooter to say the most.
I'm like Patrick Sparks, Ravi Moss. That's the same team, actually. Wow, that's weird.
What about you, Jacob?
Tyler Eulis with Devin Booker shooting in Willie Cauley-Stein's body, I think.
Love it.
Yeah.
I can
So you have the Willie Cauley-Stein height and length.
Yeah.
You're Willie Cauley-Stein, man. Steven only worries about going to the dentist and how UK hasn't been a 1 seed in a decade.
It's two things I wake up with the most anxiety about are those two things, for sure.
Jacob, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
This was a lot of fun. Safe travels to Kansas City and beat Wisconsin. I know that's probably weird for you to hear, but
yeah, I won't be playing, but thank you.
All right, well, you do it specifically. Beat them, all 6 of them. All right. Here's some Yin Yang twins to bring us home. This is Kentucky Roll Call on Big X Sports Radio. Have a good Wednesday.
Yin Yang in this thing here to have a Merry Christmas with you. And we all gonna get drunk.